So if we do a quick recap, traditionally we use dynamic microphones when we're playing live, and we use condenser microphones when we're recording. This is what's known as the microphone type. Now if you're looking at a box for a microphone, traditionally it'll all be in the same order. It'll start off with the microphone type, which is either dynamic or condenser. Next thing that usually comes along is the polar pattern. Kind of self-explanatory, but this is basically the pattern or the angle of which your microphone will pick up down. So if we use dynamic microphones as our example for this, we have cardioid, supercardioid, bidirectional. Basically if we have cardioid, it will pick up a wider degree of sound. If we have supercardioid, which is usually, is more expensive, it cuts down the angle, thus you'll be picking less of the stuff around you and picking more of the stuff coming out of your mouth. Bidirectional, as you may think from the name, can pick up stuff from behind and the front. You can also get some patterns which are omnidirectional. Again, as the name suggests, it picks up everything around it. Doesn't just have a particular angle of which it picks up. There are a lot more out there than the ones I have said, but these are sort of the main ones that I've come across when I've been looking through for microphones. If we keep going down the list, next one we commonly come across is frequencies. This is always listed from the lowest number to the highest number. Say for example 50 to 10,000 if we were looking at a dynamic microphone. If we were looking at a condenser microphone, usually the gap between the numbers is a lot higher. Say 20 to 20,000, not just 10 to 10,000 or 15,000. Explain the frequencies quickly as well. Lowest frequency is basically the low end of the voice. Highest frequency is the high end of the voice. Where this comes in handy is if you're looking at microphones and you have a very high voice, then you'd want a microphone that can pick up those higher frequencies. If you have a very low voice, then you'd want a microphone that will pick up those lower frequencies. If you have a lot of range in your voice, then obviously you're going to want one that covers basically the whole range. These will traditionally be more pricey, but you sort of get what you pay for with microphones, which is a good thing. Typically speaking, when looking at microphones as well, unless you start getting into the very, very pricey dynamic microphone, condenser microphones for the same price range will have a much higher frequency range than the dynamic microphones. This next one is something I've heard a few people getting confused with, output impedance. Basically, when we're looking at output impedance, long story short, lowest number possible is best. The lower the impedance, the higher quality the sound is. There are three types of impedances: high, low, high, medium, and low. And basically when you're buying your microphone and the receiver, you want to try and match these impedances as well. So if you have a low, match it with a low. Medium, match it with a medium. High, match it with a high. So that's basically all you need to know. The lower the impedance, the higher quality the sound is. And you want to match your receiver with your microphone. Everything else that's listed on the box from this point forward is usually just the looks and the feel of the microphone. So it'll be the colour of the microphone, what type of connection it has, how much it weighs, that sort of thing. And traditionally a serial code or its pass number, so that you know that it is a genuine microphone and not a knockoff microphone you're buying if you're going for one of those big name brand ones. Here's another thing as well, traditionally to look at, just with condenser microphones. It's not listed on a lot of the boxes I've found. I had to do a lot of research, going on the websites, calling up the manufacturer to actually find this sort of information out. But it's the noise of the microphone itself. Basically this is a sort of hissing that you hear where nothing's going on. That's the noise the microphone makes itself. Obviously you don't want that when you're recording, so once you've found your price range, you want to find the microphone with the lowest self noise, it's called, and this will allow more of your natural voice to come through. Alright guys, that's it. Basically all you need to know when you're looking online researching what microphone you want to buy next for live recording, whatever you want to do with it. But there is, like I said at the start of the video, one key bit of information is always try before you buy, if possible, because paperwork will not tell you everything about the microphone. If you're playing a lot of live gigs and you're looking for a live microphone, these places will have a few different microphones to choose from, so ask if you can try these different microphones out, hear how your voice comes through before you buy your own microphone. There's little things like that you can do which can end up saving you a lot of money. Because with a lot of people, what I found myself as well, a lot of the time the really, really expensive high-end mics aren't actually as good as some of the mid-ranged mics. And unfortunately, with microphones, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Everyone's voice is different, so everyone's going to have a different experience with each microphone. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you have any questions about this video or suggestions for future videos, just leave me a message and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible, and probably make a video about it. I've said this before, but I'd much rather watch a video than have to read through pages of notes. Next one we commonly if we keep going down the list, next one we commonly if we keep going down the list,